Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Stone Coyote Studios' How Do I? This is going to be a relatively quick one, and we're going over some pretty basic concepts, but I know these can trip a lot of people up. So let's get started on how to skip cutscenes set up using the level sequencer. So, first, what we're going to want to do is open up Unreal Engine, wherever you have it, open it up. Go ahead and click on Games here. And to make this easier, we're going to start on the third person template. Name it something like how, remember, no spaces in a project name. How do I skip levels? How do I skip? That'll work. Do all your presets if you need them, but I'm just trying to keep this small. We're doing this in blueprints, as is the norm with my channel. Don't need ray tracing, don't need starter content. Of course, it's best if you go ahead and do this in your own project, but hey, it is what it is, right? So, first we're going to want to do some sort of housekeeping. And I wish I could remember what that housekeeping is. What are we doing? Hey man, what are we doing here? Oh, wow, what do you mean you're a statue, man? Oh, cool. Alright, I've been talking to a statue? Anyways, I better pause this. Alright, having collected some of my thoughts, I can continue. We're going to need a few things here. And go ahead and in your content drawer, which you can open up down here, or I think you can press Control and Space, or whatever the Mac equivalent is. Go into Content, right click, open up or start a new folder. And the thing we're doing here, when you open your content drawer, click on third person, click on Input, click on Actions, double click whatever you want. Right click in the field here, go to Input, select a new input action, IA input action, it's the standard naming convention. And what we're going to put here is a skip scene input. Double click to open it and you can set it up here. Go down to where it says triggers, add an element, click the little bar here where it says done, click whatever you want to do the input as. I generally do released, which happens when the button is released after being pressed. I don't think we have to set up anything in there. So save that. Open up your content drawer, go back to inputs, the input folder, left click it, open up the IMC default. Over here in mappings, press the little arrow to bring it down, add another one, click on the none box, find your IA skip scene. And click the little keyboard here to activate whatever key you want. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on spacebar. Don't need a jump, that's irrelevant. So, delete it off a jump. There we go. So now we will be able to skip scenes with spacebar. Save that. Open up your content drawer. Click on Blueprints under third person. Double click your BP third person. It'll open up the event graph here. That's what we're interested in. You remember we got rid of the jumping stuff, so let's just go ahead and delete that. We don't need it. Okay, right click anywhere on an empty space. And in the search bar, type IA, skip scene. There it is. Drag that in. Whenever it's triggered, meaning as we went over, when it's released, left click on it, drag it out, get this little box here. Actually, we have a little bit more housekeeping to do. Let's add another variable by clicking the little plus next to the variables. Call this one current cutscene. Hit enter to save it. Click where it says Boolean, and we're putting this to a name. Yes, 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 that's fine. It gave me a little extra step there because I already had one down here as my template, you know? So when the skip scene is activated, and there is surely an easier, better way to do this, but this way will work. So left click and drag out a trigger, and what we want is a switch on name. This little guy is nifty. So what it does is when current cutscene, our name variable, remember, this is why I like to arrange my blueprints. So drag current cutscene into the name selector. Let's add a few pins here. All right. Left click on the switch, come over here, click the arrow next to pin names to pull it out. And let's see, how did we do this before? Yes, yes, very complex. And once you have these open, cut scene A. Tab once, tab twice, cut scene B, tab, cut scene D, tab, cut scene D, cut scene E. Boom, just like that. All right. Compile and save every so often. We don't need the default pin. Let's go ahead and get rid of it. All righty. Wow, silly me. We forgot something super important. All right. So go ahead and minimize the blueprints and get back out to our world here. And up here, a little cutboard. Go ahead and add a level sequence. Name it cut scene A. Right. Okay. So just to show how it's gonna work, we can make one more. Call it cut scene B. Remember, no spaces. You can move them, it doesn't really matter. So, while we're making stuff, let's go ahead and set these up to actually do stuff, right? All right, let's open up, click cutscene A, click open up level sequence. Let's go ahead and click add a track. And we want an event track, and it's a trigger. Go to about 4 frames, I believe, 4 seconds. I think it's frames. You can change that somewhere. Yeah, show time as seconds. That's always a lily. Oh my, look at that. A second in. Let's do it that way. And then on the events track here, go ahead and click it just to make sure. And add a new key at the current time. Great. Now, right click the key, hover over properties. You can adjust the time manually if you want. Click on endpoint where it says unbound. Click new endpoint. Okay, groovy. It's complaining about something, but I don't think it's a problem, right? Anyway, so once that's open, we're looking at the sequence event. Okay. Once you've come into the event's blueprint, we're just going to make something to test that it's actually working. So left click to drag out the execution pin again and type print string. Cutscene A reached the checkpoint. Sure, that gets the point across. Now, let's see something here. If we're on cutscene A, let's go ahead and put this on autoplay just to test it. I like to test in a new editor window. And sure enough, let's go ahead and duplicate that. Or not. Why is this happening? Alright, that's fine. I'm pretty sure that's working properly. No need to fret about it too much. And let's go to cutscene B, autoplay it. Scroll up, open the level sequence. It's locked. I forgot to log A. Log A. Back to B. Go to 2.5 seconds. Make the same thing again. Create it with the plus. Property, right click it, go to properties, unbound, create new endpoint, print string, cut scene B reached checkpoint. Alright. A reached the checkpoint, B reached the checkpoint at the times we suggested. So we know that these events are working. Alright, so from your cutscene directors, click on the third person character or whatever character you're putting this on, whatever you're doing it on. It could be on the world blueprint for all I know. Shoot. Okay. So come on back to where we had the input action and cuts. Let's go ahead and create level sequence player in here, cutscene A. And once you've created the level sequence, right click the out actor, left click promote to variable, and this is cutscene A. Actor A, because I had messed up over here and forgot to delete it. Alright. I forgot something again. Alright. Over here in the input actions, we need something. Well, you'll probably have this functionality elsewhere in your game, but for tutorial and testing purposes, we need something to begin the cutscenes. We could have done this on a timer, I suppose, or any other number of things, but it's good to be able to do it on your own, right? Okay. So, as before, I'm going to set it to released. one over here. Guess what? We need another one. And we're going to put it to begin cutscenes. And on this, let's just go ahead and put it on G for go. I bet I'll forget that. Alright, let's then move this to a more comfortable area where it'll have more space to roam and be happy. We all want our blueprints to be happy, right? Right click the field, IA underscore, begin cutscenes. On triggered, we want to set our current cutscene to, of course, cutscene A. I think we put spaces, right? Yes, we did. So once you have that set, let me take a look at my template again. Right, of course, of course, of course. The same thing we were doing over here. That's it. Yes, yes it is. Very good, me. So since we already made that, we're ahead of the game, right? And ideally, you might want to set this up on a sequence, but it doesn't really matter what order it happens in. Out of the return value of the level sequence player, go ahead and drag it out with left click and click play. And have that happen right there. Okay. So with all that fun stuff, I mean, I guess you could have put it from here too, but it's just good to get it from the source, right? All right, now we do this monster down here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and save ourselves some trouble. And duplicate. I like that. Press Control D to duplicate and rename it while you got it. But drag this out. Get it. Okay, after you've dragged your Get Cutscene Actor A out, drag that pin out and type go to end and stop. Creates that little wudger there and it helps it function. I can never find it on its own, but as long as it functions. Drag from cutscene A to that. So what this is doing is when you press your skip scene button, it checks which scene you're on. If you pressed it and your current cutscene is cutscene A, it will go to the end of cutscene A and stop playing. And of course, I assume that you're wanting to do another cutscene after this, since we're just skipping parts of a bigger cinema. Create level sequence player again. There we have that, right? And this is your cutscene B. Ah, yes, I was pretty brilliant there. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but and in cutscene B, go ahead and set it to the actor there. I think that works. If not, we'll find out, right? And play. Which means, of course, we could have been careless here. Let's lock you. You don't need to be open. But I do need to select you and take off autoplay. Save that. Alt-Tab to get back to your window majig. Alright, and let's see. Begin the cutscenes. Plays the cutscene in theory. Huh. Look at that. Yeah, so add a cutscene B, or let's do this right. Let's drag the cutscene B, get the actor reference, drag it out with plenty of room, go to end and stop, deal with its little growth thing here, like a little code tumor. And obviously, as you can see from the example here, you can keep this going for as long as you want. You can see these little, well, they're explanations. I had done this in picture form before, but it's better to do video sometimes. So we just go to the end of the last one and stop. Now, let's do the fun part and test it. Remember, G to go. Give it time. Alright. Great. Let's try this again. G but space. And we interrupt G and get B. Alright, now let us do a little bit more in the actual sequences. So, what we're going to do in the actual sequences is make a few more little event majigs. So, let's start with A. I said, let's start with A. Alright. And again, we're just doing this for testing purposes. Add an event. Oh no, what have I done? It's still locked again. Alright, so unlock it. Go to say 2 seconds. Add another key. Right click, properties, unbound, create new endpoint. Call this one sequence event 2. How enticing. Alright, once again, print string, cut scene A reached another set point. Pilot, save it. B. Guess what I forgot to do? Alright, let's lock A again. Might as well save it while we're there. Hit scene B, open it up. I think you could do it through here too. Yeah, ain't that neat. Alright, unlock B. Let's go to 4 seconds. Add keyframe. Right click, properties. Click unbound. Click create new endpoint. Rename this to sequence event, oh, I don't know, 3. Getting esoteric with it, but who cares, right? Print string. This successfully completes our test. Right. Okay. Got that. And from I see. So after it goes to the end of B and stops, let's go ahead and make another print string just to make sure it's working. Sequence finished. Great job, you. Compile it. Save it. Alright. So, lock this. Save it. Close it. Go. If I remember right, G to go. Cutscene A reached another. Nothing else happens. G go space. Cutscene B reached it. This successfully completes our test, even though it's a lie. Go space. No, that didn't work. So, What have I forgotten to do? Hopefully. Well, that seems right. What's going on here? What's happening to this? Oh, I see. Check this out. I did forget something. So, I'm sure you probably already figured it out. But when this finishes, we should probably, if we want to, do anything, go ahead and call this cut scene B. Double check to make sure we have a space. Let's try this one more time, shall we? G for go space space. And there we have it. As it said, great job, us. So what we've done in this video is simple but super important. We've set up inputs, we've mapped them to the mapping context, and we've made it so that when you press these inputs, they change the cutscene that you're on, the part of the cutscene you're on, and allow the next one to play, and then you can skip that one. I admit I haven't tested this on a really complex cutscene just to get it running here, so if you watched this video and you had any troubles with it, please let me know and I'll help you try and do my best to help you work through them, because all I want to do is help, right? Alright, so thanks for watching another Stone Coyote video, and I hope you join us for the next one, and I hope you have a good day. Peace out.